The space was vast and boundless, the three silhouettes stood there. Luo Feng, you really want to kill him? Babata's voice resounded. He definitely has the potential to become an absolute warrior. Umph. I admire his backbone, but I'm not so shameless as to go coax him. He came to kill me. I should have killed him anyway. Luo Feng's expression was cold. I admire him, so I gave him the chance to submit. However, if he doesn't, I'll just kill him. Potential to become an absolute warrior? Don't even mention potential, even an absolute warrior like a sector lord, like an Undying. There are many of them in the vast universe. Luo Feng looked at Bai Kaluo, waiting for his reply. Bai Kaluo stood in space, his eyebrows furrowed. The moment you reject, that's death. If you die, everything will be for naught. Your pursuits, your dream of becoming a warrior, everything will be gone. Luo Feng's words resounded in Bai Kaluo's mind, causing him to unconsciously recall all these years of struggle. That beautiful planet, his home. That vast flowing river, it had appeared countless times in his dreams. Grandfather, I'm leaving. The day I return will be the day I enter the temple. I will make our Metal Rock Mountain clan proud of me. That dusky evening, the young Bai Kaluo bid farewell to his grandfather, stepping on a long journey. Leaving his home, entering the universe. Wandering from galaxy to galaxy, his strength constantly rose. And after seeing Newlin Shan's battle footage in the Battle Axe Coliseum, he became a disciple of Newlin Shan. Newlin Shan was an absolute battle type. From the start, his disciples had to fight to the death. Bai Kaluo was extremely hardworking, very quickly becoming the most outstanding disciple. Breaking through to the universe level. Possessing a domain. Creating his own blade techniques, improving along the way, even his teacher Newlin Shan was unable to guide him. His battle experience, techniques, etc. were already no less than his teacher. Becoming an existence in the Newlin Shan family, second only to Newlin Shan. However, he never enjoyed it, always wearing a black robe, wholeheartedly researching his blade techniques, researching domain. Temple. My Blade Clan's temple. Bai Kaluo roared within. I, Bai Kaluo, must enter our Blade Clan's temple. I will make our Iron Rock Mountain range proud of me. I will become the legend of the Blade Clan's Iron Rock Mountain lineage. Blade Clan Temple. All the men of the Blade tribe dreamed of going to the place where their names would be forever engraved in the temple. That was their greatest pride. But to inscribe it in the temple was extremely difficult. As the experts of the Blade Edge clan appeared one by one, the requirements to be listed in the sacred hall grew higher and higher. During the aboriginal planet era, universe levels were enough to enter the sacred palace. After the Blade Edge race entered the universe, they were quickly raised to the domain lord level before they had the right to enter the sacred hall. Hundreds of millions of years ago, only those who were promoted to realm lords had the qualifications to enter the sacred temple. It would take a long time for the entire Blade tribe to have their name engraved on it. This was the most glorious moment for the Blade tribe. Those who were listed in the sacred temple would be known as the legend of the Blade Edge clan. Enter the temple, become a legend. Bai Kaluo raised his head, looking at the dark red battle-robed youth in front of him. Have you thought about it? Luo Feng looked at Bai Kaluo, his gaze cold. Submit or die. Oh. Bai Kaluo knelt down on one knee in space, lowering his head. Blade Edge clan Bai Kaluo greets the Lord. Lord? Luo Feng frowned. When your strength surpasses mine, I'll willingly call you master. Bai Kaluo said respectfully, and right now, I'm willing to be a soldier under your command, a bodyguard. Soldier, bodyguard? Luo Feng smiled with interest as he looked at Bai Kaluo. From now on, you can call me master. Bai Kaluo frowned. Haha. Luo Feng laughed loudly in the universe. Rumble. Luo Feng vanished, simultaneously a continuous undulation, like a huge mountain range beast appeared in space. Its scales were even bigger than a normal person's dining table, the edges of the scales were as sharp as blades, the entire beast's body length reached a shocking 6 kilometers, its 4 claws were at least 2 kilometers tall, almost like the legendary pillars of the heavens. That long tail swayed slightly in the starry sky. Its huge head was like a mountain, that pair of dark golden eyes gazed down at the little Bai Kaluo. Gold. Bai Kaluo stared wide-eyed. Golden horned beast. Right, it's me. A majestic voice, under the powerful genetic energy, pierced through space, like a wave spreading out, resounding within Bai Kaluo's ears. Rumble. The golden horned beast vanished, Luo Feng appeared, smiling at Bai Kaluo. Luo Feng vanished, the incomparably huge golden horned beast appeared in space. Do you understand? The golden horned beast's voice was like thunder, its eyes shot out 2 beams of light, shining on Bai Kaluo. In theory, there was no way to transmit sound in space, however that incomparably powerful genetic energy was the medium. Relying on the golden horned beast's powerful genetic energy, its voice resounded throughout the surrounding space. You are. Bai Kaluo was extremely shocked. So, Luo Feng is the golden horned beast. Accurately speaking, the golden horned beast is Luo Feng. The golden horned beast vanished. Luo Feng stood in space looking at Bai Kaluo. Earlier Luo Feng had ordered D-Fan to destroy Bai Kaluo's quantum computer. It was for this appearance. The golden horned beast's secret was extremely important. Naturally he couldn't be careless. As for letting the golden horned beast appear, it was to use the slave imprint. It's actually like that, this. Bai Kaluo was extremely shocked, following which he looked at Luo Feng. You will be stronger than me, I admit that, however right now that golden horned beast should be weaker than me. Weaker than you? Luo Feng laughed. Bai Kaluo, even I am not master's match. You'll only be tortured. Beside, Fan laughed and communicated through spirit energy. What? Bai Kaluo shook his head. Impossible. Try me and you'll know. Luo Feng smiled. Rumble. Luo Feng vanished. The golden horned beast once again appeared in space. The current golden horned beast had indeed reached universe level 6. 2 years ago in December, the golden horned beast broke through to universe level. And now it was the end of October, a full 20 months had passed. Within these 20 months, as he had a huge amount of wealth, Luo Feng naturally bought incomparably precious metals, using the best combination for the internal world to absorb and grow. However, the universe level best combination only raised the evolution efficiency to 56 times. 56 times. 20 months, that was equivalent to 93 years of normal evolution. When the golden horned beast was in the star level. From level 1 to level 3, it required 1.5 years. From level 4 to level 6, every breakthrough required 2 years, a total of about 6 years. From level 7 to level 9, every breakthrough required 12 years, a total of 36 years. And from level 9 to universe level, it required over 50 years. The entire star level lasted about 100 years. And the universe level lasted close to 1,000 years. From level 1 to level 3, it required about 15 years. From level 4 to level 6, every breakthrough required 20 years, a total of 60 years. From level 7 to level 8, every breakthrough required 120 years, a total of 360 years. Finally, from universe level 9 to domain lord, it required over 500 years. This was the evolution speed. And Luo Feng relied on the best combination, which was equivalent to a normal evolution of 93 years, causing the golden horned beast to grow to universe level 6. As a heavenly talented golden horned beast, at star level 7, it already had the ability to kill a star level 9 human fighter. In space, like a black mountain range, the golden horned beast fiercely waved its claws. The claws on its claws were like huge blades slashing towards Bai Kaluo. Roar! Bai Kaluo roared. The green energy around him danced, and following the infusion of his origin power, the two blades became 2/10 meters long snow-white blade waves, directly resisting the golden horned beast's stomp. The energy waves exploded. The strong impact became a shocking shockwave that spread in all directions, causing the distant Doan's body to be flung away. The universe ship wreckage was also sent flying. You are not bad. The golden horned beast's voice rumbled like a god. Rumble. The golden horned beast's 3 horns glowed with a piercing light, following which the golden light swiftly followed the peculiar golden engravings and flowed throughout the golden horned beast's entire body. Its scales, wings, claws, horns and tail all underwent minute changes. Even the scales seemed to have become denser, the claws even sharper. One of the 3 great talents, strengthening. The golden horned beast's strength immediately rose. Rumble. 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 4 claws that were like pillars of the heavens, stomping down again and again, under the strengthened state. That incomparably strong force of impact was something Bai Kaluo couldn't defend against directly. Howl. The golden horned beast let out an excited roar. Wong wong wong. The golden horned beast's entire body began to ripple strangely. The strangest thing was, its entire body was swiftly shrinking. Every single scale on its body was shrinking at the same time. The scales seemed to undergo a strange change. Its bones were also swiftly shrinking. The spine that was originally 5 to 6 kilometers long was now 2 to 3 kilometers long. The density of the bones was increasing, causing the spine to undergo a strange change. The 3 horns on its head were also shrinking. Even more dense. Yes. The entire golden horned beast, from its body length of over 6 kilometers, it immediately shrunk to just over 3 kilometers. Deities of the world's first level beginner level. Once the first level was completed, its body length would shrink by a full 3 times, its strength would increase by 3 times. And right now, the golden horned beast relied on LuoFeng's huge wealth to buy the precious materials to train. It could already shrink by 2 times, its strength increasing by 2 times. Strengthening by 2 times. Deities of the world strengthening by 2 times again. Rumble. The claws stomped down. Bai Kaluo spat out blood and was sent flying. Shio. The tail that was as fast as lightning swept over. The speed was so fast that Bai Kaluo couldn't even dodge. His blades were immediately sent flying. His arms were immediately torn apart, fresh blood splattering everywhere. Luckily the golden horned beast controlled him, not attacking his vitals, otherwise it could have easily killed Bai Kaluo. The golden horned beast vanished. Luo Feng appeared in space. Fan. Luo Feng looked at Bai Kaluo floating in space, heavily injured and unable to resist. Go, send him to the nutrition cabin to recover. Yes. Fan's simple and honest face revealed a peculiar smile. He had been treated as a sparring opponent by his master, and had been abused many times. Right now he finally had a comrade to be abused. Strengthening talent, deities of the world, unleashed at the same time. Fan and Bai Kaluo couldn't resist at all. Luo Feng shook his head and smiled, and I haven't even unleashed an attack infused with the gold origin laws. Eating and sleeping, sleeping and eating, the natural growth of the golden horned beast dared to call itself invincible within the same level. Even in the vast universe, it was very hard to find someone that could match up to it. If one could, then that person would definitely be considered the entire human race of the universe, amongst the universe countries, a true absolute genius. And Luo Feng, this golden horned beast, spent countless amounts of money to train in deities of the world, and also to comprehend the universe origin laws. If he didn't work hard, if he played with his life, to win against the golden horned beast, it was very, very difficult. Within the universe ship, Master Bai Kaluo, who was thrown into the nutrition cabin, shouted with complete respect. All right, hurry and heal up. Luo Feng said casually after he was done healing. He still had to unleash the slave imprint. Wen and Bai Kaluo, why haven't they replied after so long? Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island, within a luxurious villa's guest room, Nulan Shan, who was wearing a long robe, creased his eyebrows, his red eyes staring at the screen before him, gleaming fiercely. Contact the two of them for me again. Yes, master. The fist-sized virtual assistant on Nulan Shan's shoulder shouted out. Something's wrong. I'll contact them. They wouldn't dare to ignore my call for so long. Nulan Shan's eyes were filled with fear. Don't tell me? Impossible. With Bai Kaluo's strength, the two of them definitely wouldn't have any problems. Nulan Shan shook his head. Definitely not. Staying in the virtual universe, waiting for Wen and Bai Kaluo's news, Nulan Shan could already sense that something was wrong. However, he had too much confidence in his most exceptional disciple Bai Kaluo. Dealing with Earth was a simple matter. There definitely wouldn't be any problems. Time passed minute by minute. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. 1 hour, 2 hours. Nulan Shan's expression was getting uglier and uglier. If one were to say that he had some hope at the start, however, after 2 hours, the two disciples still hadn't responded at all. This completely explained the problem. Ah. Nulan Shan's throat emitted an enraged roar, fiercely waving his hand, sending the wine cups and other utensils on the table in front of him flying. Those wine cups and utensils flew in all directions, some smashing against the walls, some smashing against the wall, some smashing against the wall, some smashing against the chairs, causing a series of explosions. Luo Feng. Nulan Shan's eyes were cold, gritting his teeth, squeezing out these two words. You're vicious. You actually managed to get a universe level 9, even a domain lord level helper. Nulan Shan's eyes were cold, his fists clenched tight, his fingernails piercing into his palms. This time he had lost so badly. One was that he had lost his most important helpers Wen and Bai Kaluo. 2 was that he was clear the opponent was able to easily deal with Bai Kaluo. That meant he, Nulan Shan, had no hope of acquiring the treasures of Earth. To be able to deal with Bai Kaluo, the opponent is at least a universe level 9. And a universe level 9 is completely capable of taking away that automaton ship. Nulan Shan was getting more and more furious. Even if I spend close to 3 years to reach Earth, he was afraid that his efforts would be in vain. What's more, there are those things on Earth. Solar system, Martian surface. When Nulan Shan was gritting his teeth over Bai Kaluo's death, don't resist. A majestic rumbling sound reverberated throughout the desert. The golden horned beast's enormous body was entrenched in the desert, its mountain-like head in the air lowered its head, looking down at the tiny Bai Kaluo. Yes. Bai Kaluo stood there respectfully. The golden horned beast began to use the Mo planet's soul imprint technique. Slowly, a drop of water droplet like crystal flew out of the golden horned beast's left eye, and began to descend rapidly. This crystal clear water droplet, if one looked closely, one could see that within the water droplet, there were complex imprints, floating and disappearing within the water droplet. Pooh! The water droplet touched the space between Bai Kaluo's eyebrows. Instantly, it entered the depths of Bai Kaluo's consciousness. Within his consciousness, this was a vast miniature galaxy. It was the manifestation of Bai Kaluo's soul. This miniature galaxy itself was constantly revolving and moving. The galaxy's 8 spiral arms were revolving along with it. A water droplet suddenly appeared and landed within the galaxy. Immediately, a crystal clear light swiftly spread and began to permeate. Everything happened naturally. After about half an hour, Bai Kaluo, who was standing in the desert, opened his eyes. He looked at the huge golden horned beast before him with a sense of respect from within his soul. Master. Bai Kaluo bowed. The golden horned beast's dark golden eyes had a sense of dimming too. Using the slave imprint was like cutting a small piece of his soul. The damage was huge. Rumble. The golden horned beast vanished and Luo Feng appeared. The slave imprint is indeed mystical. Luo Feng looked at the Blade Clan warrior Bai Kaluo before him. He could clearly feel the respect and worship the other party had for him, almost as though he was facing his own king. Teacher was able to create this slave imprint. That's impressive. Fan Bai Kaluo, let's go return to Earth. Luo Feng said. Yes, master. Fan and Bai Kaluo said respectfully at the same time. The black disc-shaped universe ship was currently flying from Mars to Earth. Within the universe ship's control room, Luo Feng was conversing with his 2 slaves. Master, I've brought all the quantum computers from the ship wreckage. Bai Kaluo said respectfully, we definitely won't reveal the scene of the golden horned beast's transformation. Luo Feng nodded. It's better to be safe than sorry. The secret of the golden horned beast definitely couldn't be revealed. Bai Kaluo, what trump card does that Nulan Shan have? What information does he know about Earth? Luo Feng asked. Trump card. Bai Kaluo shook his head. This Nulan Shan doesn't have any trump cards at all. His entire family's foundations are shallow. If it wasn't for Nulan Shan himself holding the fort, the Nulan Shan family wouldn't even have such power. This time he sent me and Wen 1 to steal the automaton ship, 2 to kill you, master. This bastard, he actually wants to kill Master. He deserves to die. Bai Kaluo's words were filled with killing intent towards Nulan Shan. Soul slaves, worshipped their masters from the depths of their souls, their masters were the most important to them. Hence Nulan Shan wanted to kill Luo Feng. The current Bai Kaluo was filled with rage and hatred. Haha. That Nulan Shan is just a clown. Luo Feng laughed. Right, you mentioned the automaton ship earlier? Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. These 2 years he had been completely immersed in the comprehension of the universe origin laws. Actually, this sort of comprehension wasn't hard at all. Instead, it was like being in his mother's embrace when he was young. His soul felt comfortable. 2 years of hard work, Luo Feng had almost forgotten about Earth's Bermuda region. There was still that automaton ship. Yes, that Nulan Shan has always been thinking about that automaton ship. That ship is definitely worth more than his entire family's assets. Bai Kaluo said respectfully. Haha. Luo Feng laughed. Babada. Luo Feng shouted, the ship won't return home for now. After returning to Earth we'll head to the Bermuda region. We should get that automaton ship too. Understood. The little demon shouted excitedly. The universe ship rushed into Earth's atmosphere, flying straight towards the Bermuda Ocean region, after which it vanished. Luo Feng and the other two became 3 beams of light, flying deep into the ocean. In the depths of the cold ocean, there was a huge white silhouette. Luo Feng flew closer. An incomparably huge silver-white pyramid floated in the ocean. The entire pyramid's height was a shocking 1200 m, much taller than any skyscraper on Earth. The entire silver-white pyramid floated there, causing the surrounding magnetic fields to distort. Luo Feng could clearly feel it. Automaton Universe Ship. Fan's eyes gleamed. This is the first time I've seen an Automaton Universe ship in real life. Bai Kaluo exclaimed, the Automaton race's technology is simply too advanced. From the outside it's impossible to determine just what grade this ship is. The technology of the humans in the universe, compared to the Automaton race, was indeed very far off. Humanity's constructed universe ships could clearly determine what grade it was. Even scanning it could determine what alloy it was made of. However, the Automaton race's alloy, humans had no way to accurately determine its grade from the outside. However, according to what Nulan Shan told me, this automaton ship is at least AD grade. Bai Kaluo pointed below the huge pyramid at the open triangular pathway. That pathway's defense is at least AC grade. This sort of universe ship is at least AD grade, hence its price is extremely expensive. Even many domain lords can't afford it. Fan looked shocked at Bai Kaluo. That expensive? Why don't you look at its size? And this is only AD grade. If it were an E grade, that would be too shocking. It would definitely be even more shocking than the world within a world treasure that shook the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field. Bai Kaluo shook his head. However, the chances of it being an E grade is too low. It's an E grade, Luo Feng said. Master. Fan and Bai Kaluo looked shocked at Luo Feng. Fan couldn't help but say, Master, this automaton ship is impossible to determine its grade from the outside. It's an E grade. I'm very sure. Luo Feng looked at the huge pyramid before him, after which he looked at Fan and Bai Kaluo. The two of you, what grade are your armors? Master, I'm wearing a level 3 genetic energy armor on the inside, and AD 3 alloy armor on the outside. Fan said respectfully. I'm wearing a level 3 genetic energy armor on the inside, and AD 5 alloy armor on the outside. Bai Kaluo said respectfully. Luo Feng nodded. Genetic energy armor was similar to the Black God sets from back then. It could cover the entire body as one wished. However, the armor's defense was related to the level of the genetic energy. The stronger the genetic energy, the stronger the armor's defense. This genetic energy armor's price was extremely high, comparable to spirit weapons. Alloy armor, on the outside it was made of alloy. The technical content was very low. Just like wearing a huge armor, the price was cheap. The downside was, the alloy armor had many holes. It couldn't protect the entire body 100% of the time. Bai Kaluo, then you enter the automaton ship. Luo Feng ordered, this is an AI chip. After entering the control room, insert it and you'll be fine. Yes, master. Bai Kaluo respectfully received the chip from Luo Feng, after which he turned and flew towards the pathway. Chi-chi. The automaton ship's pathway immediately shot out a 3-colored light. However, Bai Kaluo's speed didn't decrease at all, rushing straight in. Automaton ship. Luo Feng looked at the pyramid ship before him, exclaiming within, the owner of this ship is that automaton Undying. Automaton Undying. Luo Feng felt a wave of pressure. Undying, these 2 words represented absolute power. An undying being was enough to topple the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field. Undying beings, one punch could destroy a planet. Their bodies could reach light speed and travel through the universe. Traveling between the actual universe and the dark universe was as easy as eating to them. Babada, if we want to get the Undying ship now, will we meet with any difficulties? Luo Feng asked within. An undying being shouldn't easily let anyone steal his ship, right? Of course, just like the UNMO planet ship, if I forcefully close the doors, even a sector lord wouldn't be able to enter. Babada said, as for this automaton ship, it'll depend on your luck and character. Because the automaton Undying is different from the other races. Different? Luo Feng was stunned. Right. Luo Feng, let me ask you, what's normally used to control a ship? Babada asked. An AI. Luo Feng smiled. Right, an AI. Your teacher used me to control the UNMO planet ship. However, the automaton race, every single one of them is a living AI. It's much more advanced than any other AI. As for the greatest, automaton Undying of the automaton race, that's an AI life form that's even stronger than me. Babata said, say, do you think he would need an AI to ride a ship? You mean? LuoFeng's eyes gleamed. The automaton Undying, riding a ship, only needs to use a billionth of its operating abilities to easily and perfectly control a universe ship. Babata said, hence, the automaton Undying doesn't even need a specially made AI to control the ship, they can easily control it themselves. But he's dead. Hence, there's no one left to control this automaton ship. Right now it'll depend on your luck if this automaton ship from the cabin door to the control room, there's a closed checkpoint like the control room's door is closed, and it's very hard to open. Then it'll be troublesome. If there's no obstructions along the way, then you'll be lucky. Babata said. Luo Feng couldn't help but hold his breath. Luo Feng and Di Fan, the master and servant, stood in the ocean, looking at the huge pyramid ship before them, waiting. It lasted for about 5 minutes. Master, we've succeeded. A thought transmitted. Great. Luo Feng's eyes flashed. My artificial intelligence has begun to infiltrate the control program of the spaceship. Yes, it's a success. Cut off the power supply to the hatch. Success. Babata cheered. Luo Feng, let's go, we can enter the ship's interior. Don't worry about the tunnel being attacked, I've already cut off the power supply. Di Fan, let's go. Luo Feng ordered, leading the way towards the pyramid ship entrance. The entrance was located at the bottom of the pyramid. The passageway was tens of meters wide. The surface of his body was covered in alloy armor, while the surface of his skin was covered by the cloud contact battle armor, which protected his entire body tightly. Luo Feng's thoughts moved and a vine extended into the tunnel. It's indeed safe. Luo Feng immediately flew into the pathway, Di Fan following beside him. What a strange layout. Luo Feng entered the ship and was shocked to discover that the entire pyramid ship's layout was different from the normal human universe ships. Inside the pyramid there was a main passageway. The entire passageway was circular and continuously spiraled upwards. It was like a mountain road. The circular passageway was 30 meters wide. It circled around the center of the pyramid and continued upwards. The pyramid ship, about 800 meters from the bottom, was the center of the control room. The control room was circular in shape, the floor was crystal clear and beautiful. The entire control room actually didn't have a control panel, only a huge crystal ball floated in the center. Master. Bai Kaluo looked at Luo Feng. Not bad. Luo Feng smiled. Babata, check this ship. Luo Feng shouted. Yes. Energy barrier, perfect. Damn, the energy barrier level is actually this high. Even if we don't count the entire ship's defense, just the energy barrier alone is able to block an E9 grade attack. Which means, if one hasn't reached the Undying level, they won't be able to break through this energy barrier. Babata's voice resounded within the control room. Luo Feng, Di Fan and Bai Kaluo were all shocked. Just the energy barrier alone was this sick. This, whose universe ship is this? Who was the original owner of this ship? Bai Kaluo couldn't help but ask. Too sick. Even the E9 grade universe ships sold in the universe aren't this ridiculous. Its owner is an Undying. Luo Feng said. Automaton Undying. Bai Kaluo and Di Fan's eyes almost popped out. Undying? An automaton Undying? Any Undying was incomparably noble. And the automaton race represented the incomparably advanced technology. The ship an automaton Undying rode in, how sick would that be? Attack weapons, perfect. Damn, that's sick. The technological weapons on this automaton ship are even more sick than your teacher's ship. Indeed, an automaton ship famed for its technology. The ship an automaton Undying rode in, it's simply too extravagant, too crazy. It actually has 3 star annihilators and 9 E3 grade laser cannons. Luo Feng was stunned. Star annihilators? The legendary technological weapons, star annihilators, as the name suggests, one shot could destroy an entire planet. In terms of power, it was comparable to an Undying. Of course, the star annihilators had their flaws too. 1. It had a huge area of effect, it couldn't be concentrated like an Undying. 2. It consumed a shocking amount of energy. However, even with its flaws, it couldn't stop the universe's human race from yearning for this legendary weapon. Energy system, perfect. Luo Feng, you've hit the jackpot. This automaton ship's energy system is too sick. No wonder the entire ship's design, the corridors are circular. So the entire automaton ship's central core is basically all the energy system. A 1200m tall ship, more than 2/3 of it is all the energy system cabins. Sick, this ship's instantaneous acceleration, dodging, the various maneuverability, it definitely doesn't lose to your teacher's Yun-Mo planet ship. I'm dizzy. According to the information on this automaton ship, the ship's body is made of an E-grade alloy. It has the ability to repair itself. Along with the energy shield, it definitely belongs to the pinnacle of E-grade ships. Along with its shocking maneuverability, it makes it even more expensive. And this doesn't even include the Star Annihilator cannon's price. Luo Feng, you've really struck it rich this time. Just this automaton ship alone is more expensive than the entire treasure trove in the world within a world added up. Babata said. Expensive? Within the round control room, Luo Feng wasn't as excited as before, his face filled with suspicion. Even though it's expensive, no matter how expensive it is, it's still just an E-grade ship. And the UNMO planet ship is F9 grade. Normal domain lords use D grade ships, sector lords use E grade ships. This Undying being should use F grade ships. This ship is after all only at the pinnacle of E grade, it shouldn't be that ridiculous, right? Wrong, you're ridiculously wrong. Babata shouted. Master, it's not like that. Bai Kaluo said too. Luo Feng was suspicious, beside him D-Fan was suspicious too. Luo Feng, when you leave, don't ever say you're a disciple of the UNMO planet, it's simply throwing your teacher's face. You actually said such foolish things. That D-Fan, he was a slave in the past, it's fine if he's stupid. I usually let you read more books and learn more about the universe, but you complained that the information was too much. Babata began to criticize. Where did I go wrong? Luo Feng interrupted Babata. Firstly, the reason why humanity's universe ships aren't too expensive is because of the alloy. Pure metal ships are considered luxuries. Alloy ships are the way to go. You know this, right? Babata said. I understand the alloy is cheap, the price-to-performance ratio is high. Luo Feng nodded. Similarly, reaching the C5 grade, the alloy was 100 times cheaper than pure metal. However, in the entire universe, the strongest alloy is only the E9 grade. Whether it's the human race or the even more advanced automaton race, the most advanced alloy they can create is the E9 grade. Hence, to create an F-grade universe ship, the materials used can only be pure natural metals, like the hybrid copper essence your teacher used. Because there's simply no F-grade alloy. F-grade pure metals are extremely rare. Just like the hybrid copper essence, sometimes in a hybrid copper mine, when excavated, the hybrid copper essence may only be the size of one's palm or 1 or 2 tons. An entire mine can only be the size of one's palm. To gather a universe ship with a diameter of 800 meters, this was an inconceivable thing. Even if you sell the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field, it wouldn't even be enough. Hence even Undying beings, the majority of Undying beings, can't afford it. Undying beings, most of them use E-grade pinnacle ships. Babata said, Undying beings use E-grade pinnacle ships. The difference between them and sector lords is, the size is bigger, it's easier to build a large enough engine room, making it more mobile. 100 m long and 1000 m long. The difference in size is 1,000 times, the price is also 1,000 times different. This is, the E-grade ships used by Undying beings. The difference between them and sector lords. Your teacher was an absolute warrior amongst the Undying beings, hence he could afford to play around with the UNMO planet ship. Even so, he still spent a large amount of resources, countless treasures to get that ship. Babata said, and this automaton Undying, used a ship that's even more advanced than many human Undying beings' ships. Mainly in terms of mobility, it's even more exaggerated. I'll give you an estimate, an E-grade ship used by a normal sector lord is about 1 trillion universe dollars. Equivalent to 1 mixed element unit. And Undying beings use E-grade pinnacle ships, normally reach up to a few hundred trillion universe dollars, equivalent to a few hundred mixed element units. Such an E-grade pinnacle 1200 m tall automaton ship, yet it reaches 1 to 2000 mixed element units. And the treasures you obtained in the world within a world, added up to only 11 mixed element units. Hence, the entire treasure trove in the world within a world, can't even compare to this automaton Undying ship. An accurate comparison of numbers was the clearest indication of the automaton race ship's value. Babata had previously estimated that all the treasures in the world within a world added up to roughly 200 mixed elements. It was equivalent to a poor Undying. And this automaton race flying ship was worth 1 to 2000 mixed elements. Heavens! Bai Kaluo's eyes were wide open. His dream was to stay in the Blade Race's sacred hall. As long as he became a world overlord, he would be able to stay in the sacred hall. Even a world overlord wouldn't be able to afford such a flying ship. Just how many universe-level slaves would that be? D-Fan's mouth was wide open. Loss of self-control. The 2 universe-level warriors lost their composure. Such an expensive automaton ship was enough to move the hearts of Undying beings, enough to make sector lords go crazy. Much less domain lords and universe levels. Just the planetary annihilation cannon alone was enough to make a medium civilization in the universe envious. This was definitely a strategic weapon used to intimidate others. Luo Feng, don't expose this automaton ship. Babata said, just like the UNMO planet ship in your hands, this automaton ship is also one of the treasures that cannot be exposed. Of course, it's impossible to determine the true value of this mechanical race spaceship from its appearance. Most people would think that this is a D-grade mechanical race spaceship. However, you're a star state. Using a D-class automaton ship would make people jealous. Therefore, this spaceship's greatest use to you is 1. Protect your life. At the moment of life and death, hide in this flying ship. Even peak stage world overlords wouldn't be able to break this flying ship. You can use it to escape. 2. Kill the enemy. You can use 3 Star Destroyer cannons and 9 E3 grade laser cannons to kill the enemy. Especially with the agility of the automaton race's spaceship. It can quickly approach the enemy and then close the distance. With the combined attack of the 9 laser cannons, even an area lord will definitely die. 3. Sell it for money. You can sell the entire spaceship. The first and second options both have their flaws. The moment you use it, people will know that you have an E-grade automaton ship. This will easily attract sector lords and even Undying beings. That's why it's fine if you don't use it, but once you do, you must kill all of them. Leave none alive. If you want to sell it for money, you can. You can sell it through your teacher's 5-star account service. But once you sell it, it will be difficult to buy it back. Difficult? Difficult? That's because the Automaton race's top spaceships that contain the Star Destroyer cannons can be auctioned in mid-tier auctions. The minimum requirement for a medium-level auction was to be a 4-star client. LuoFeng, even if you sell this ship, you won't be a 4-star customer. The minimum requirement to become a 4-star client is to have a deposit of 10,000 mixed elements. The participants are pretty much all undying beings or some big shots. So once you sell it, you won't be able to buy it back in a short time, Babata said. LuoFeng knew. Even though this ship was expensive, a ship that could take up 10% of an Undying's wealth was already not bad. Undying beings needed to spend money on weapons, armor, treasures, secret techniques, etc. After selling the ship, LuoFeng still couldn't be considered a 4-star client. Not selling. I don't lack money right now, laughed LuoFeng. After all, this is a hot item and can be easily sold. Furthermore, keeping it by his side was also a trump card. With 9 laser cannons and the ship's mobility, even an area lord would die without a doubt. If you hide inside, even a peak world overlord wouldn't be able to break through. I'll sell it when I'm short of money. LuoFeng's eyes suddenly gleamed. Babata, can we dismantle this ship's Star Annihilator cannons? Since there are 3 of them, selling 2 is good too. Dream on. This Automaton race's craftsmanship is too high, the entire ship is a perfect whole, even the Star Annihilator cannons and laser cannons are infused into the ship. Dismantling it, keep dreaming. Even though the materials aren't as good as the Unmo planet ship, the craftsmanship is much higher. The Unmo planet ship's main strength lies in the materials. It's the ship's incomparably sharp edges. One acceleration, slicing through planets, sector lords etc. is like cutting vegetables. As for the other technical aspects, it's a level lower. If we can't dismantle it, then we can't dismantle it, anyway we have enough money for now. LuoFeng smiled. Babata, keep this ship in your storage space, let's go home. Even though he had acquired an Automaton ship, however, he couldn't simply use it. Because the moment he used it, it would be easily exposed. Hence, this Automaton ship was the same as the Unmo planet ship. LuoFeng knew they were very expensive, yet he could only keep them in Babata's storage space. The pyramid ship, at least it's not damaged, it's in perfect condition. Even though the Unmo planet ship is many times more expensive than the pyramid, it's damaged, it can't be used. LuoFeng muttered as he flew from the Bermuda Ocean towards the Asian continent. Behind him, Fan and Bai Kaluo exchanged glances. This master. Two made them speechless. The pyramid ship, even among the Undying ships, was considered not bad. The Unmo planet ship was something most Undyings could only dream of but couldn't afford. F-grade ships were incomparably expensive, much less this was an F9 grade. It's good to have a powerful teacher. Fan glanced at Bai Kaluo, communicating. Bai Kaluo, why did you take that Nulan Shan as your teacher? A universe level 9 teacher, he has no future. Just like how powerful Master is, his teacher is an incomparably powerful warrior even amongst the Undying. And he's dead. A dead teacher just happened to give all his wealth to Master. If he were alive, Master wouldn't even be able to get much out of it. Fan communicated. Bai Kaluo glanced at Fan, communicating. Scram. Time passed day by day. Back then at the Void Region's wormhole, they had already detected that there were 3 ships heading towards Earth. The first was the Nulan Shan family's D3 grade ship, the second was a D1 grade ship and the third was a C8 grade ship. Not long after Luo Feng and the others dealt with Nulan Shan's men and acquired the pyramid ship. China year 2065, November 12th, the second D1 grade ship arrived on Earth. Earth's outer space. Dressed in a battle uniform, the bald Fan stood in outer space, looking at the dark purple disc-shaped universe ship ahead. Sir, how do you do? We are representatives from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's port family. From the ship, 12 star level humans flew out, of which 10 were star level 9, the other 2 were star level 3 and 5 respectively. The star level 5 was a tall and sturdy youth. Port family, one of the 16 big families of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Port family? Right now Earth is one of our 3 Axe Mountains planets, outsiders are forbidden. Fan's voice transmitted through his spirit energy into the 12's ears. 3 Axe Mountain? The tall and sturdy youth's expression changed. The 3 Axe Mountain was the head of the 4 big organizations. Even the 2 sacred lands had to be courteous to the 3 Axe Mountain. If you dare barge into Earth, don't blame me for being impolite. Fan roared, after which he turned and flew back to Earth. And in outer space the 12 people beside the ship were all facing each other. Sir, what do we do? What can we do? The tall and sturdy youth gritted his teeth and roared, every single person that came out is a universe level 9, are we going to die? The ship could only leave with its tail between its legs. Using the same method 6 days later, the C8 grade ship was also scared off by Fan. After all, these 2 ships were merely a scouting team sent by the 2 families, how would they dare offend a universe level 9? After scaring off the 2 ships, LuoFeng's life became extremely peaceful, however he was waiting for a very crucial date. December 16th. The 16th of December year 2065 of the Huaxia calendar, was the day that the Triennial Ganwu auction would be held. Virtual Universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-star Bay. Within the tea room. Luo Feng sat in a chair, holding a glass cup, within it was amber-colored tea. Tomorrow is the Ganwu auction. The lowest requirement for the Ganwu auction is to be a 3-star client. Luo Feng gently sniffed the tea. However, my account's funds due to the previous few purchases have less than 10 mixed elements. It's below the 3-star client boundary. Is the invitation letter sent to me by the Ganwu auction still valid? Luo Feng, your thinking is wrong. Your account has previously reached 11 trillion universe dollars, 11 mixed elements, becoming a 3-star account. Now that you've made a few purchases, the funds have decreased. Don't tell me it's not a 3-star account anymore? Some rich and powerful people, the funds in their accounts are always flowing. Today's funds could be 200 mixed elements, they're 3-star clients. Tomorrow they'll only have 1 mixed element left. The day after they'll transfer another 300 mixed elements. Don't tell me this rich and powerful person is a 3-star client, and then a 2-star client? Luo Feng was stunned. Spending is normal like your teacher back then to deal with the Unmo planet ship, his account's funds were almost depleted. And sometimes after selling a treasure the funds in the account would rise again, sometimes more, sometimes less. Babata smiled, the bank won't easily lower an account's grade. Only when your account is below the limit for a long period of time will it be lowered. Babata said, the higher the account's grade, the longer the duration. Like a 5-star account, even if the money in it is depleted, within 100 million years, its grade won't drop. Luo Feng smiled and nodded, that made sense. Drinking his tea, Luo Feng was looking forward to it. The Ganwu auction that happens once every 3 years will gather countless sector lords and even Undyings from the Ganwu universe country to participate. The lowest requirement is to be a 3-star client. All sorts of items that can't be bought normally, such as restricted items, will all appear in the auction. Buying the nutrition cabin, the D5 grade rail cannon, the precious treasures needed to train in deities of the world, will consume about 5 mixed elements. I'll give my brother Luo Hua 2 mixed elements to invest. Right now, I'm left with a little more than 4 trillion universe dollars. Luo Feng thought, tomorrow I wonder what treasures I can buy. When I return, I'll ask my brother how his investments have been these 2 years. Luo Feng thought.